It's my pleasure to introduce Doc Searls. Doc, regretfully, was supposed to be able to be here today, but wasn't able to make it out due to some unforeseen circumstances. We are very happy to have him dialing in virtually. Doc is a journalist, an author, and a prominent figure in the open source movement. He's devoted 24 years to the Linux Journal, where he finished as editor-in-chief. He co-authored the Clue Train Manifesto, and wrote The Intention Economy When Customers Take Charge, both of which have significantly shaped the open source projects, including Kwaai. Doc currently serves as Kwaai's Chief Intention Officer to ensure we stay true to our mission to empower users with control in an age of personal AI. His talk will focus on personal versus personalized AI. Please join me in saying what's up to Doc Searls. Doc, you're up.
Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Okay. Shit. All right, so my topic, and I'm going to do the full screen thing here, is personalized, which is corporate AI, and that's almost entirely what we get now, versus personal AI, which I maintain we don't have yet. We're working on it. I think that is Kwaai, is way ahead of most others on doing this, but there's a danger in thinking that what we get from these people, these corporate entities, is what we're going to get in some other form from personal AI. And the important thing about these guys is what they've done is scrape the entire thinking world. And they're informed by the world. We need to look at these in terms of the data that underlie them and the data that they use. That data is gigantic, and it's wonderful. I'm glad they have it. I'm glad models have been based on it. We'll use some of those models. It's an amazing way to make sense of everything, so far as everything can be found. But it is not our lives. Our lives are, let's see if this is, okay. Go to /personal AI. I've written a lot about this. If you look at what's here in personal AI, which I say is having a personal AI is like having a personal computer. It's yours. It's not AI as a service, which is what we're getting from all those other guys. And it's comprised, we need to be our personal AI needs to be fully informed by the data in our lives. This is a mess right now. It's in many different places. If we look at the things in this image, schedules, business relationships, well, to some extent those are in LinkedIn, but those are really kind of crude, not very well validated. They're public, they're not private. They're not really what we know about what we did at work anywhere. Our subscriptions, including all the screwage that's tied up with the subscriptions, our past work, our contacts, our health, our calendars, our health providers and records in the US, these are really a mess. All the property that we have, our travel, our movements, our financial records, all of these things are for the most part tied up in order to do good AI on our side. That's an internal view. The view we have right now of AI is an external one. It's us in the world. And we think a lot about how are we going to deal with the marketplace. We are not in the marketplace most of the time. Most of the time we're sitting at our desks, we're on our phones, we're with each other, we're not out buying anything. We're buying stuff a fairly small amount of the time. We're relating to businesses a fairly small amount of the time. We are running our lives 100% of the time. If we want to know, who is it, when was the last time I was at this restaurant? Who was I with? I keep track of that with something called Swarm, which is probably going to die. It came out of another project but I have 15,000 records there of places I've been since like 2008. And that's probably going to go away. I want that data, and I want that data to be integrated with my schedule and many other things. These things are not together right now. Our subscriptions are a complete mess. We need to get on top of those. How do we get on top of those? We've got to get the data in. It has to be ours. But where I'm going with this is that we really need to have control of the data in our lives. And some of this is going to be very adversarial, getting that data out of the televisions that are narking on us all the time. The apps on our phones that are telling Google and Apple and Microsoft and others where we've been and where we're going on our maps, but don't give us that information. When we fly, where did we go? These are KRL or KML, I forget which they are, files that you can actually get online. You can see what the routes of planes were, but we need to be able to integrate that data in ways that we can make full sense of our lives. So basically my point here is that we need to be, we're not going to have full personal AI until we pay full attention to and get and inform ourselves with the data that is not entirely under our control yet. And so anyway, can we do Q&A? Is that a possibility in the 10 minutes that we're just taking?
Hey, yeah, sure, Doc. I'll relay some Q&A from the audience here and repeat the questions. Any questions for Doc Searls? Yes, Brad.
What's the on-ramp for the consumers? We tried this 25 years ago and couldn't get anyone to know about the privacy and security.
And Dan, by the way, I really wish I was there.
What is the on-ramp? What is the on-ramp for consumers? We tried this 25 years ago and no one really cared.
We have to build it. It is not there. Every company out there, every piece of software that's being sold, everything that Salesforce is selling as agentic AI. You know, we're agentic now. It's Agent Force. Salesforce is a gigantic company that has like 250,000 corporate customers using one back end to deal with you and me 250,000 different ways. Inside there are 250,000 captive systems. That's a separate on-ramp to all of them. All of them think they're relating to you. They are not. They're trying to control you in one way or another. They want to control your experience. They have this myth that we can know you better than you know yourselves. That's bullshit. They never can. The ramp is a wall right now. It's vertical. We can build something up against it. I'll go here, since I have this up, I'll just go here. Okay, here, this is the piece I wrote. This to me is like the biggest on-ramp we can have. And this is a standard that's in development right now. It's called My Terms. It's IEEE P7012. I'm the chairman of that working group. And what it is a way to completely turn around the way consent works online. When we get to a business, we tell them, here are our terms. And you sign here, and we both have a copy of it. TCP/IP, HTTP, FTP, all of these base level protocols that the internet runs on are peer-to-peer. They are not top-down. They are peer-to-peer. We can be peers on the internet. We don't have to be subordinate parties that are operating on an industrial model that's 150 years old that assumes that the only way contracts can work online is if companies force all of their customers to agree to what are called contracts of adhesion, which are ones that they can change anytime they want, and we have to just put up with. We can completely reverse that, and we can do it in a way that's trusting. We can come on and say, and this, by the way, is built to run just the same way that Creative Commons runs. We have a non-profit called Customer Commons. That'll be where like 10 different agreements will sit, and the agreements will say things like, go ahead and show me advertising, just don't track me out of here. Or, you know, I'm okay with having my data used in an anonymous way to inform AI. Or I don't want that. But a few basic small switches, and there can be agreements that, for example, almost everywhere you have to agree to terms. The terms are, you know, they're 10,000 words long, but they say a few basic things. We can say to them, you know what, guys? No, I'm not gonna look at porn on the plane, or I'm not gonna do a video on the plane. I don't have to click anywhere. You already know. We both agreed to it. We both have a copy of the contract signed here. And your machine can sign there, and our machine can sign there. We're gonna have AI on both sides doing that. I think P7012 my terms, is the most potentiated thing we have in the world right now. Anyway, to me, that's the on-ramp. But we need a real strategy for getting this going. It involves funding, especially for customer comments. But I'm optimistic about it. I think it'll happen. Another question?
Yeah, thank you, Doc. I checked the schedule. We have 4 minutes left. Any final question for Doc Searls? Yes, AZ.
Would success in translating Doc Searls' data from scale into a personal AI agent fulfill this problem? Would it solve the problem that you referred to earlier? Or is there more need?
Doc, the question was, will translating all of your content that you're presenting here at scale into a personal AI assistant solve this problem for you?
Sure. I mean, it's...
from Swarm, all of your content from Swarm. Will that solve this?
From Swarm? Yeah, well, yeah, sure. It'll partly solve it. It'll solve it. You know, if I have if I have an AI, and I don't think it has to be a chatbot or an assistant. I think it could be a view. I just want to see this view. I mean, in many cases, I am going to want an assistant, but I think the primary model we have now, and we've been working on, I'm not criticizing it, but I think it's a limited one, is a Q&A one. I'm not doing Q&A when I open a spreadsheet. I'm not doing Q&A when I look at the index of a book. I'm not doing a Q&A when all I want to do is look at a table of, here are all of the subscriptions that I have and when they run out. Or another table that has, here's Paramount Plus and Disney and Netflix and Apple and all of the other streaming services that I've subscribed to. And what did I see on those? I don't want to just ask something that I can see them. I can just see a list. Here's a list of everything I've seen on Netflix. I want to reorder. Where did I see most recently? When did I drop out of that one? Some of this is Q&A. Some of this is just a table, a list, a database query. The key thing, and I was talking to Steve Bitkin about this, I don't know if he'll address it later on a call last week. It's the data layer of this that we need to pull together if we're going to have truly personal AI. That is the AI that we use to get on top of our lives in the digital world. And getting that data structure together, pulling in data from lots of different places. I'd like to be able to take my phone, look at my bookcase over here, imagining it's full of books, which is not there in the other house, but it'll look at the spines of all those books, which ones, tell me what they all are, put them in this database. Where are these books? I live in 4 different places, by the way, so that's what fancy it really is. But, but I would like to be able to look at the bookshelves in all 4 of those places. Where is my copy of this? Is it that one over there? Is it here? I'd like to know this stuff. There's so much in our lives that we do not have control of, and we aren't going to get control of it as long as it's sitting inside the corporate databases that are kindly maintained for us by, say, Microsoft and Apple. We need to be in control of it ourselves. So that's basically it. And that's probably out of time.
Excellent points on the interface there, Doc. We've got time for one final question for Doc, if anyone's got one. The question is, most users are interacting with this stuff on a mobile device, which is inherently not open and rather limiting. All of these sources of data are distributed. What are your thoughts on that? I guess you're right.
And that's a great point. I think one of the slides you didn't see that I can get up, maybe I'll put them all together later, is that your personal AI should be as personal as your pants or your PC. I have a sense that this PC that I'm using right now is mine. I don't have a sense that my phone is mine. My phone is Apple's, it's not mine. It belongs to all the different apps that are on there. I actually think, and Ian Henderson has some thoughts about this too, we're going to need another device. But probably a portable device, probably a small one. But it could be a tablet. I would think it's a Android-based or non-Google Android-based tablet or phone-sized thing that has our data on it and our apps for operating on that data. I think we should have a Kwaai iOS running on it that is our OS that has our data on it, and interactive control, interactive PC, but it'll be ours. It'll be a secure place that is ours and it's separate from the Apples and the Googles of the world, because they can't think outside of their own siloed structure. I mean, their paradigm. We need it. I think we actually need a new device paradigm in order to get this to work. And the other part of that device paradigm, of course, is the network. I mean, I'm talking to you right now over a 2 gigabit community symmetrical fiber system that just got installed in the city of Bloomington, Indiana. What if everybody in the city had, a $200 device for storing their own, for doing their own compute cooperatively? Basically the Kwaai thing. We ran Kwaai here. I think it'd be really awesome to do. There are a lot of small towns like this that are doing really leading-edge work in fiber where we could share resources. Anyway, I think we need a couple of new paradigms, one network, one personal, for the devices that we need in our IT world. The PC is scale, the phones are owned by 2 big companies, and we need the ones that work with products.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it. Thank you to the questioners in the audience. Move on to.
And I see you there.
Well, we'll see you next year, Todd. Thank you.
Okay.